So today I just wanted to take a look at the 2011 film, The Rite. I definitely found this a very interesting and very enjoyable film. Obviously you have a very outstanding performance by Sir Anthony Hopkins, who I guess you could say acts more as like the mentor priest. He has more experience with exorcisms. But this follows the story of a young priest who is wanting to, I guess you could say, leave the priesthood. He's questioning his faith and whatnot, and he is asked to go to Rome to train to become an exorcist. And you know, his whole thought on that is, why bother? I don't want to do this. And he's basically just told, well, just do this thing and see how you feel. So off he goes, and he definitely goes off to this exorcist school, which I'm assuming is the exact same one that we discussed when reviewing The Devil Inside, but we actually get, I guess you could say, a more modernized look at this school. It's definitely very high-tech, definitely very clinical. It's not what you would expect from, you know, some stuffy, I guess you could say, theological school. But yeah, it's definitely very state-of-the-art, very modern, definitely very impressive. So he kind of, I guess you could say, begrudgingly begins his studies. He goes off to study with this Anthony Hopkins fellow, and we meet a young woman who is possessed. I forget how many months the father has been working with her, and it's probably a no-brainer. It's just something that had never occurred to me, is the fact that it's more explored in depth, the fact that possession can actually take years to cure. It's not necessarily something that can be relieved or alleviated within weeks or months. It's definitely something that can definitely drag out for an extended period of time. And I guess that makes sense, because it does wear down the person who is working with the afflicted, but it also wears down the afflicted. So, you know, eventually one of them reaches a breaking point, and I guess that's when the demon gains the upper hand, one would assume. But, you know, I guess you could say, yeah, you know, total duh, but it just never occurred to me. But yeah, I mean, I definitely love how they give you more of a realistic feel, also just due to accounts and case studies. We also get various symptoms of the possessed that are very rarely explored or spoken about in this genre of film. So it definitely gives it a lot more depth. There's definitely a lot more weight. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about this film is obviously the young man who feels that he does not belong as a member of clergy. It kind of seems to touch back on our discussions of, you know, honoring yourself, honoring your higher power, your belief systems. You know, he's obviously questioning his faith, and through his experiences, he, I guess you could say, not necessarily comes to realize, but he develops that higher sense of faith, or that higher sense of self, rather. So he actually does step forward. He decides to remain a member of the church. But I mean, I love how we go through his journey, where he's this doubting young man. He's basically playing the part of the fool. You know, he is naive. He walks through fire, and he comes out very, very knowledgeable. He comes out very changed by the experience, you know. So it definitely was a good experience for him, even though it was not something that he wanted. But in the end, it actually turned out to be for the best for him. So, I mean, to me, that's what I see in this. And, you know, these types of themes definitely do speak to me quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, those are pretty much just my quick thoughts on this film, and I will talk to you guys later.